delivering of your presentation. Now, once you have overcome your fear, once you have planned your presentation properly, now it comes to finally delivering your presentation. Okay. Now, give an oral presentation is mostly an unavoidable task, because at some given moment of time you have to give some presentation, give oral presentation at some moment of a time in your life. It is definitely a difficult task. It is a daunting task, I agree, but it is very exciting, and it is a very important opportunity that you get in order to showcase yourself, in order to showcase your knowledge, in order to showcase your skills. So it is a very exciting thing, and once it comes to end, it gives you a very satisfactory feeling. So you have to remember how you have to learn how you are going to deliver your presentation. When you're delivering your presentation, the first to remember is in order to prepare your slide. Okay, so these are the slides that I have prepared. In the similar manner for presentation, you have to prepare your own slides. The first thing that you have to remember is you have to prepare your presentation. In preparing your presentation, the first thing that you have to remember is the contents that are going to be there on your slides. Right now, typically, what are the contents that should be present on your slides in your presentation? The slide should contain, first should be the opening slide, which should contain the title of your topic. It should contain about the different your name as you are presenting it, the names of your colleagues who are involved into it, maybe your guide, maybe your teacher, name of the institution whom you are representing, and the date of your presentation. The other things, the second slide should contain about the background of your work, background of your presentation, background. The next, it should contain about the contents that you're going to talk about in your next 1 hour. What are the things that you're going to talk about? Afterwards, it should contain about the study. It should contain about the aims. It should contain about the objective. Then it should contain about the methodology. This typical whatever contents that I have given are with respect to the scientific presentation. You all are scientific. You all are going to become a scientific person. Okay, you all are going to do research. So in a presentation, what are the slides that are required that I have put over here? As the topic changes, as the people changes, as the objective changes, the contents are going to change. For example, if you are giving a presentation to your students, the contents are going to change. If you are going to give the presentation to your colleagues, the slides are going to change. If you are going to give, if you are giving a sales presentation, the slides are going to change. Okay, so depending upon the presentation type of presentation, the slides are going to change. This one example I have taken if you are going to give a research presentation. So the next, some slides should consist of methodology, then some slides should consist of result, some slides should consist of discussion, conclusion, and finally the references. This is a typical structure for a scientific presentation. In the similar manner, you should plan your own typical structure for your presentation, and then go and have the flow in that pattern. उस तरह से आपका flow बनाओ presentation का. Keep it very concise and only include important data and important point. Don't try to put everything over there. Okay. Prepare the slides in such a way that it allows easy flow of the material. If there is a very easy flow, there is connect between each and every slide or the next slide to the previous slide. If there is a proper connect, if there is an easy flow, then the viewers are going to remain engaged. They are going to understand your presentation, and they are going to further remember your presentation also. So having easy flow is very important. The next thing that comes is how you are going to design the slide. When you design the slide, there is a rule that you have to remember, 5x5 rule. What does the 5x5 rule talk about? There should not be more than 5 bullets. So यहाँ पे कितने bullets है? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 bullets. So wrong. यहाँ पे उससे भी ज़्यादा नहीं. यहाँ पे कितने? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here there are 5 bullets. Right. Here there are, say, if there are bullets over here, 1, 2, say 3, 4. So there are 4 bullets over here. Here there are many bullets. Here there are near about 10 bullets. Okay, and 2 big bullets. In the similar manner, you have to remember that there should be 5 bullets, right? And each bullet should contain not more than 5 words. If you see the number of words over here, they are very, there are too much words. Okay, so these many words should not be present. Now, again, as I've told you, it depends upon it. It also goes on varying the purpose. Now, my reason to put more number of text over here is so that you have this presentation as your notes also. Otherwise, I should only put here as 5.5 rule and talk about the rule, break up the text, and this keeps life simple, and this many points only I should write down. Okay, this slide should be in a different way. But as my objective is different, that's why the slide is in different way. But usually you have to follow 5 by 5 rule. That is 5 bullets, and each bullet containing not more than 5 words. You have to break up the text with diagrams and graph. Now this page, this slide consists only of words or text, which is wrong. It should include diagrams also. It should include graphs also. More possible when you are giving a scientific presentation, right? You have to keep the slide design simple. This is the simple slide design. White background, logo, 3 lines, a very simple slide design. There is no background over here. There is no very dark color scheme that is over there, because all these are very distracting. So keeps your slide very, very simple. Okay. A uniform font. So if you see over here, the font is uniform. If you see all, यहाँ पे आप कोई भी font देखो, they are what? They are very uniform font. And even the color, keep it very uniform. Okay. You have to keep very uniform color scheme. General rule, you have light background, here you can see a white background, and you have to use a dark color text. So this is the dark color text. The text is in dark, whereas the background is very light blue, light green. Okay, it is totally white. If you keep it white, somewhere I have done, I will show it to you. If you put it vice versa, then it is said that it is difficult to read. Whenever possible, try to use images, because images speak more than words. Okay, so instead, try to use images wherever possible. This is all about your slide design and layout. Next step that you're going to do is you're going to rehearse the slides. Okay, or you are going to rehearse your presentation. Why are you going to rehearse your presentation? In order to check that you are sticking to the allocated time. For that, you have to practice your presentation. The more you practice your presentation and make it in a proper way, the more you are going to stick to your allocated time. Again, as I told you earlier, the rehearsal should be based on the methodology which you have decided to give the presentation. Whether you have decided to memorize the whole presentation, then you have to by heart the presentation verbatim. Whereby you are not going to see towards the presentation, you are just going to stand in front of the audience. You are going to walk in middle of the audience, and you are going to talk about whatever is written on the slides, and you are not going to see to the slides. Or whether you are going to have some handy notes with you, and then you are going to just look at the points, and then you are going to talk about the points. Or you are going to read it through the slides, or you are going to read the text. If you are going to read the text, then which has been already prepared by you, then in that case you need to prepare the text also, right? And then you are going to rehearse it. If you don't rehearse it, then what is going to happen? There are 2 things that are going to happen. One, there will be lots of there is going to be a gap. You're going to forget what you want to say. And the presentation, which usually, supposing if it is a small presentation, mostly of 8 to 10 minutes or 15 to 20 minutes, that kind of a presentation, that much is the time that is allocated to you. And if the presentation is not properly rehearsed, then remember friends, you are going to either finish off the presentation very earlier because you don't remember what you have to say, or it is going to take overtime because you have not planned, for each slide how much minutes you are going to give, what you are going to speak, what you are not going to speak, that you have not practiced, and hence you are either going to be overtime or you are going to be under time. So you have to practice your presentation properly. Otherwise, there are going to be many moments where you are going to take a pause, you are going to think, you are going to read your slide, and then you are going to talk about it, right? So you have to see to it that you rehearse your presentation properly. So rehearsal is very important. How you are going to rehearse it? You can rehearse it by showing the presentation to your colleagues, show them the presentation, give them the presentation before you give it in go to the podium and you present it. Rehearse in front of your seniors, rehearse in front of your friends, maybe families, your father, your mother. If it's a presentation where you don't have colleagues in front of you, you can do that. You can stand in front of a mirror and do that. As I told you, you can prepare a video out of it. Now it is very easy to prepare a video of your presentation. So prepare a video of your presentation and see where you're going wrong. Ask the people whom you are presenting, ask them to ask you questions. Okay, so that will make you clear about your topic also, and you are prepared about the questions which are going to be asked by the audience later. So you are preparing yourself for the questions also, you are rehearsing for your questions also, and you are rehearsing your presentation also. So whomsoever possible, it may be your colleagues, it may be your juniors, it may be your seniors, it may be your friends, it may be your family. Okay, if nobody is available, then it may be the mirror, it may be video. So do rehearse it continuously so that you are thorough with your presentation. Remember, if you are going to give the presentation to the experts, for example, if it is your M.Pharm thesis which you are going to dissertation viva, if it is your PhD thesis, if you are going to talk in front of the professors of other colleges, if the experts of that particular topic are the people whom you are going to present, then take care that you know your topic inside out. It's very important because they are going to ask you very difficult questions. Hence, you have to know your topic very well. It is not only about the topic that you should know very well, you should know about the surrounding of the topic. Okay, so the only topic as well as the material which is supporting your topic, that all should be very well rehearsed by you, very well read by you. Okay, and when you are presenting it to the experts, try to prepare for the more challenging questions, because they are going to ask you the questions which are going to challenge your intellectual power. Okay, so be prepared for the most challenging question. Then normally if you are presenting it to your students, or if you are presenting it to your juniors, if you are presenting it to your classmates, then you may not be asked challenging questions. But if they are experts whom you are going to present, then they are definitely going to ask you challenging questions. Rehearse it a day before when you are going to give the presentation, and also on the day before the presentation, please go through your slides, make some final corrections if required. Okay, do a proper literature survey if there is some point which you have not understood. If there is some point which needs to be more elaborated, then please do that. So rehearse it a day before also, and on the day of presentation also. That is going to refresh your memory. So rehearsal after you prepare your slides, after you prepare a proper design, after you prepare a proper layout of the slides, you decide upon the content, you put the content. The next thing, very important, you are going to rehearse it, and you are going to give very adequate time for your rehearsal. Okay, practicing is very important of your presentation. When you are giving the presentation, also see to it that you carry handouts of your presentation. handouts are the written material of whatever you are going to say in your presentation. So bring handout. It may be, and sometimes most of these students, most of the presenters, they have the habit of distributing the abstract. Abstract is a brief write up about the topic, so they distribute the hands out. Some people have, some presenters have the habit of distributing the notes beforehand for the interested audience. But as far as possible, don't try to print, the miniature version of your PowerPoint slides. Many times I have seen that the PowerPoint slides के ही printouts निकाले जाते हैं, miniature version, whereby in one page you have near about 3-4 slides which are coming, and those are being distributed to the audience. They already are going to see your slides, isn't it, when you are going to present it? So it doesn't make any sense that you are preparing a small version of your PowerPoint presentation and distributing it. Instead of that, do one thing: prepare a very good write-up, a Word document of your presentation. Try to incorporate the points which you have not incorporated in your presentation, the points which you are going to speak but which are not written in your presentation. Those kinds of points can be form a part of your document, Word document. The Word document should be such that it should be easier to read. At the same time, it should also save a lot of paper, so within 1 or 2 page, whatever is your presentation, whatever you are going to say, that brief write-up you can write down. So that handouts will be very handy for the audience if they miss out on any point, if they want to correlate your presentation, if they want if they have missed out on some points, they can always refer back, or they can always refer once they go home. They can always go through the document and recollect whatever you have said during your presentation. So prepare the handout and give it to the audience. Now, once you have rehearsed properly, you have prepared the slides, you have prepared the hands out, you have given the handouts to the audience. Now comes the final thing of delivering your presentation. As you have rehearsed your presentation, as you have practiced your presentation, so now don't worry. Your presentation is going to be successful because all the due care you have already taken of preparing the proper slides, rehearsing, preparing the handout, distribution of handout. You have done everything. So now at the time of your presentation, remain calm, remain confident, remain focused. Now also remember one point, that you are the person who knows your topic in and out. The people, if they are not experts, just for example, if you are delivering it to your colleagues, if you are delivering it to your students, or so on and so forth, or to the audience don't know your topic in and out, but you are the person who knows your topic better. Just for an example, if I am talking about the topic on communication skill, I am the expert in that topic because I have already prepared that topic, I have already rehearsed that topic. So I am the person who is going to have good knowledge about my topic. So I don't have to worry about my topic because I am the master of my topic. I know my topic better. And anyway, so whosoever the 60-70 students who are sitting now along with me, if you compare, then I am the person who is having knowledge of my topic better. If I am the person who is having knowledge of my topic better, then why should I worry? Okay, I should remain calm and confident. As I told you, before you go to the podium and stand in front of others and give the presentation, I should take some deep breaths. Okay, take some deep breaths. Go to the podium. Speak with proper space. Speak with proper volume. You should not be too fast. At the same time, you should not be too slow. Too slow is going to become very boring. Too fast, the people are not going to understand your topic. So speak at the proper space. Speak with proper volume so that the people are able to understand. Make very good eye contact. That is very, very important. Don't lose the eye-to-eye contact with your audience. As soon as you lose your eye-to-eye contact, the audience are going to get diverted into some other activity, and they are not going to. And once they are diverted, it is very difficult to bring them back to your presentation. So maintain a very good eye contact. The eye contact, maintaining of eye contact also reflects that you know your topic very well. You're confident and you know your topic very well. Don't move away from your microscope. If you want to walk in between the audience, for example, you have memorized the presentation, you don't have to stand at the podium, you want to walk in between the audience and give the presentation, then see to that you have collar mic. अगर आपके पास collar mic नहीं होगा तो it becomes very difficult to walk in between the audience or move from the podium and or to turn away from your microphone. If the microphone is front of you and if you turn towards the presentation, then what is happening? What is going to happen? The volume is going to go up and down, which is always frustrating for the listeners, and it becomes very irritating for the listeners. Okay, wherever possible, do keep gesturing, do keep using of pointers wherever possible. So this is how, these are some of the tips that you can take for delivering of your presentation, right? Some other tips also include, that do not hide behind the computer. Okay, if you are giving some presentation, if you are giving it from the computer, if you are giving it from the laptop, and if you keep the laptop in front of the podium, then many a time your face gets, so laptop comes in this way, right? And your face gets blocked from the audience. So don't do that. Don't hide yourself behind the computer. Okay. If that is happening, then do one thing, move from the podium to the center, okay, or to the side. So your laptop is over here, right? And you're standing at the side, and then you're delivering the presentation. So this will help you to maintain the eye contact. Specifically maintain the eye contact with the judges. Supposing you are giving your BPharm presentation, if you are giving your MPharm presentation, PhD presentation, if you are giving a presentation in order to get some orders, okay, you are talking about your company, you are giving the presentation to your vendors, okay, in such cases, okay, in such cases, try to make the eye contact with the judges who are sitting in front of you. At some time, remember to pause, okay, often in between, so that the audience attention is diverted to you. Try to ask some questions in between. Don't clutter your presentation with the verbal noise like, so, you see, these types of words. Usually if you use in between, and that too more frequently and more often, then it is going to clutter your presentation. Okay. Sound very noisy, verbal sound jisko hum bolte hain, okay, that would be created. Sometimes you have habit of saying, you see, so, like, you like, understood, then some words you have the habit to speak. If you have the habit to speak of that is, if you have some habit to speak some kinds of word, try to reduce it. Once you watch your video, once you are giving it to your friends, then the friends tell you कि ये words से आपने बहुत बार use किए. So try to reduce those words. Difficult, but yes, slowly and steadily to make it a proper habit, you can reduce the words that you're using very, very often, because very irritating, very, very irritating to the audience. At the same time, don't worry also. If you're using if you're like, so, and you see, you know, these kinds of words, if you're using, don't worry. Okay. That whether my presentation is getting spoiled or something of that sort, don't worry. Try to avoid it, but it doesn't mean that you should worry and you should fear about those words. It is just that take care that you don't use it much. The words like these are going to happen in between. Okay, these happen not only when you are giving the presentation, These happen even when you are doing a normal conversation with your friends. So don't worry about it much, right? Now, in between, somebody, I think so, Mihir, that day about the questions. So yes, in between, do ask questions. As I told you, start your presentation with a normal gupshup with your audience, by greeting them, by asking some questions. At the end, ask some questions, and in between also, whenever possible, you should keep asking questions, so that the audience attention is towards the podium and they listen to you. Some of the presentation tips which I have already talked about. Now this is the way where you have, if you see this slide over here, if you see this topic over here, if you see these points over here, the background is dark, and whereas your matter is in light color, your words are in light color. Okay, dark background, black background, and white words. Okay, so this is the contrast which they usually say that you should not keep. Okay, so keep your slides very simple, know your audience. These are some of the tips that you should follow. Make eye contact, rehearse your presentation. This already we have talked about it. Don't read directly from the slides. Okay, so don't do presentation tips. Do not hide behind the computer. Come out to the center or side and present. Maintain eye contact with the audience, especially the judges. Remember to pause even so often. Don't clutter your presentation with verbal noise such as like, or so. This type of presentation is nothing but reading from your slides. Don't do that. These slides are just for your reference. You have to speak as if you're talking with them. As a general talk you have to do. So do not read from the slides. That is the most bad habit that you will be having. Limit the number of lines also on the slide, and limit the numbers also. As I told you, 5 by 5 rule you should follow. Okay, and most importantly, stick to the allocated time. Don't exceed the time that is given to you, because some other presenter is waiting to give his presentation. Maybe the organizers have organized some other work for the audience. And the audience may have to go to some other place and attend some important meetings, etc. So as far as possible, you have to stick to the allocated time that has been given to you. Maybe 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or 1 hour, or 2 hour, whatever has been given, whatever time has been given to you, stick to that time. Finally, once you have rehearsed your presentation, once you have delivered your presentation properly, now you come to the final points of your presentation. Okay, you are coming to the end of your presentation. As you start nicely, it is very important to finish properly. It is always said that you have to finish like a Dhoni, isn't it? Dhoni, cricketer apna, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, Mahi. You have to finish like Dhoni. So remember to finish very properly. How you finish your presentation is going to determine, the success of your presentation. When you're finishing, when you're concluding, then you have to clearly convey your key points. Slow down when you're coming to the end of your presentation. Many a times, what happens is, as the number of slides are more, the amount of data that you are having is very high. So usually ulta ho jata hai. When the last slides they come, people go very fast on the conclusion or on the summary. They go very fast. In fact, you should slow down, and the conclusion part of your presentation should be stressed. All the points on it should be stressed properly. When you are starting with your conclusion, when you're finishing your presentation, you are about to finish your presentation, use the phrases like in summary, to conclude. जब आप ऐसा बोलते हैं, in order to conclude my presentation, immediately whatever attentions of the audience diverted, if they have drifted from you, they are going to focus on your presentation, because the conclusion they have to listen to it. Okay, so use in summary. I would finally like to say, I would like to end my presentation with this final. These are the last 2 slides of my presentation. In summary, I would like to say, to conclude the presentation. These types of sentences you have to say so that you bring back the attention of the other people, because the last 3-4 slides are very important. The conclusion slides are very important. The conclusion slides are very important. Not so when you are taking the lectures etc of your students, because you are again going to come back the next day, or you are going to again come back in the second lecture and again going to talk about the topics. But if you are ending with some topic, then definitely these things should be good. Many a times it is always good to open your concluding slide, talk about it a little bit, and leave it as it is for the students to read, or for the experts to go through the slides. Okay, so stop speaking, leave conclusion or summary slide as it is on the screen. Give the time to the audience, give the time to the expert to see that slide, read that slide, understand your conclusion, and digest the information that has been given over there. Once you have finished with your conclusion, remember to acknowledge. Thank the people who have contributed. They may be the fellow authors who have helped you in. They may be your friends, assistants, guides, seniors, teachers, organizers who have given you time for presentation. Thank the audience for their patience listening. Remember to acknowledge, remember to thank people once you have finished with your presentation. After that, invite the questions. Ask them, do you have any questions? Do you have any queries? Okay, ask for the questions. But see to it that you have sufficient time that is remaining with you. So if you have sufficient time, then ask for questions. If you don't have sufficient time, then you can always say that as we do not have sufficient time that is remaining for the questions, so I will take 1 or 2 important questions, and then remaining questions you can always call me up on this number, or you can email me your question and I will see to it that I answer your question. So that you should say. So depending upon the number of time, amount of time that is left with you, answer number of questions that answer as much questions as possible by you. When you are answering the questions, okay, so some student or somebody has asked you some question. Once your presentation is over, first thank him for asking the question. So thank you so and so for, say, thank you Shinde Pranav for asking me this question. Repeat the question. Do you want me, do you mean that is your question like this, or do you want me to answer on this point? So that you'll understand whether whatever the question that he has told you, you have understood it properly. Okay, that will also make other people who have not heard his question, because he is speaking without mic, he may be speaking without mic and you're on mic. So whatever question has been asked by him, if others have not listened or others have overheard it or not understood it, then the other people are also going to understand if you repeat the question. Then give him the answer. When you give him the answer, giving him the answer, see to it that you give him the answer completely, but at the same time keep it as crisp and as short as possible. Okay, so that you don't repeat the same thing that you have told earlier. If you think that you won't be able to answer this question because that is the point which you have not gone through, which you have not studied, then please make the note of this question, make note of the audience, name of the audience, his phone number, and tell him that you will get back to him as soon as possible with the clarification or with the answer to that question. And afterwards, see to it that you call him back, you study that particular topic, you find out the answer for his question, you get back to him and you answer his question. So that should be done by you. So this is about, how you are going to finish it at the end. So last 5 to 10 minutes, you have to be very careful in your presentation. Do conclude properly, do take the summary, keep the slide as it is, acknowledge the people, invite the questions and answer the questions in a way, in a perfect manner. Okay.